You could go high or you can go low. Remember how annoying that song was? SummerSlam 2017 was not a good show. I did not like this show. It was a very horrible time because they were just coming from a peak time in WWE with Ryan Ward as one of the head writers of WWE, particularly SmackDown. It really was the land of opportunity, and they knew how to write in characters. Then the draft happened. They moved people around. So AJ Styles even said it best. When SmackDown makes the stars, Raw takes the stars. SmackDown makes them, Raw takes them. It was a good line that actually holds up to this day. Yeah, that seems to be the case whenever SmackDown builds up new guys, Raw just ends up sneaking them out. Now they did have some good workers on SmackDown. The only problem was that this was around the time that Road Dogg took over as head writer, and if we learn anything from WWE Unreal, is that Road Dogg is a dumbass. He sucks at writing. He's too much of a sissy. And honestly, I want to punch him in the face just because how douchey he was around this period of time. And yeah, in the process, we all suffered. And it didn't help that Raw also was doing pretty bad. They were splitting up tag teams left and right, and then they would put other people together just to make a tag team. And then there was a list of injuries nonstop, and it was just a horrible time for the WWE. Before we even start talking about the show, let me just say that the pre-show ended up having three solid matches, two really good ones, and then one incredible tag team match. It was so good. It was actually the best match of the night up until the main event of this show. So, for a good while, the kickoff was better than the entire show. Usos and New Day were having classics, and at SummerSlam, the kickoff show, if you go back and watch SummerSlam 2017 kickoff, it was Usos and New Day. That tag team match was one of the greatest tag team matches I've ever seen. And it's a testament to how good Usos and New Day had good chemistry. Because the rest of the show, Jesus, let's just talk about it. Now, John Cena was Hollywood John Cena. He was shooting movies, so he would just appear every once in a while and just make a one-off appearance. And he did so right here when he fought Baron Corbin. He already cost him the money in a bank briefcase, so it's just a matter of time to fully bury Baron Corbin by sending in John Cena. John Cena wins, and yeah, he's out of the picture. I was never really a big Baron Corbin fan, and I'm not looking forward to his run on SmackDown. I know he's back now, and I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to his run. He just disappoints. The WWE doesn't know what to do with him, and they push him way too hard, way too fast. He retired Kurt Angle. You guys remember that? Ugh, I hate Baron Corbin. Naomi versus Natalia for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I thought they were gonna fully go all the way with Natalia and push her above and beyond, but they just never did. And I don't know. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship, fine, but this was around a time where Natalia was just bland and boring. It was so bad that they just gave the belt back to Charlotte. Charlotte was MIA due to Ric Flair being sick around this time, and then it sucked because Naomi was actually doing some great work, and they just took the belt off of her. But yeah, this was not a good match. It was fine for what it was. One match that was truly horrible was the next one, Big Cass versus the Big Show with Enzo Amore trapped inside a shark cage. It was just two big men that, Big Show, we were getting tired of him. Big Cass was not even close to ready. He shouldn't have even broken up with freaking Enzo Amore just because they wanted to push him. This was a year that they kept breaking up tag teams left and right. American Alpha, the Hype Bros, Enzo and Cass, like I said. Even in NXT, DIY broke up, but at least that one made sense in the long run. So this was just a horrible time for tag teams, and yeah, I was not a big fan of this. It was just like I said, two big men just pushing each other left and right. Enzo More escapes the cage after putting baby oil. Yeah, that didn't hold up too soon. And he gets out of the cage. Big Cass knocks him out. Then Big Show tries to take advantage. Big Cass ends up getting the victory. Anyways, it was a dud of a match, and it just really pissed me off. Another match that pissed me off: Randy Orton versus Rusev. This was around a time that they were gonna push Rusev. He was actually supposed to be the one to be the WWE champion, but he just wasn't ready. He was injured, or I don't know what happened. He just wasn't medically cleared, and unfortunately, Jinder Mahal ended up becoming our WWE champion around this point. I'll get to him when we get to him, but this match starts with Rusev beating the crap out of Randy Orton before the match starts, only for the bell to ring. Randy Orton hits an RKO, and Randy Orton wins in 10 seconds. That was bullshit. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks is the first decent match, but at this point, the damage has already been there for Sasha Banks. She was just losing left and right. She does get the title victory here, but then drops the belt in 2 weeks. Anyways, she didn't even make it to No Mercy. But around this time, Alexa Bliss was red hot, so they just didn't want to screw up that momentum. So I understand that part. But in a way, I'm just like, why didn't Alexa Bliss just retain? You could have just made her the workhorse through and through. I don't know why they dropped the ball there. They should have just kept the belt on Alexa Bliss if Sasha Banks wasn't going to be having that workhorse run that we all wish for her to have. I don't get it. The Demon Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. This was just a glorified squash match. By what I mean by that, this was clearly supposed to just be a squash match, but instead they just dragged it out. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt do have good chemistry in the ring, but at this point, the damage has already been done for both men. They just needed to just put them on the card because people still kind of love them. And it was great to see the Demon. Being able to witness it live at WrestleMania 39 was awesome, but yeah, I don't know. Something about Demon Finn and his wrestling is just like, I don't know. I feel like the Demon has ran its course. Even at this point, 2017, people were kind of tired of the Demon, especially because he wasn't winning too often. He won this match, but it was just like whatever at this point. And then we were supposed to get the Demon versus Sister Abigail later on the show. An illness of Bray Wyatt led to a pivot in the show, and then they did AJ and Finn instead, which was a blessing. It was unfortunate that Bray Wyatt had to get sick for that matter, but hey, we got this. This was, yeah, like I said, it was just a glorified squash. Then we get the first real good match of the show. The Bar versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. They weren't quite the Shield yet, but the story was actually pretty good of like Seth and Dean not liking each other, but they do start to slowly feel that like edge of like teaming up again, but they don't trust each other given how they broke up. Cesaro and Sheamus, getting the upper hand all the time, and then basically reminding them that they started off not liking each other, and then they became real good buddies. It was a good back and forth. I loved the match. There was even a point. Oh my god, I forgot about this. There was a period of time where fans were so annoying. They would bring in beach balls to the crowd and they would start playing around. Cesaro actually in the middle of the match runs out, grabs the beach ball and breaks it. That was something that I truly adored from Cesaro. I'm just like, dude, why are people so stupid sometimes? Like, yeah, and yeah, I really hated that fans were so ignorant and douchey about it. Yeah, I hate when fans are disrespectful, and that was a further proof of it. But anyways, it didn't take you away from the match. The match was a good back and forth. It was kind of weird to see four upper mid card talents as a tag team because I feel like all four men could have been capable of being in a singles title run, but they managed to do a really good match out of this, and I like the story and I like the match, so I can't really fault it. And this is the night where Dean Ambrose became the first Grand Slam champion of the Shield, so kudos on that. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship with special guest referee Shane McMahon. The whole story here was that like Shane is constantly screwing over Kevin Owens. Uh, AJ Styles keeps getting the upper hand on Kevin Owens. Then they show the replay of like the last match that they had where the referee screwed over Kevin Owens because his shoulder was up. And then Shane was like, "Okay, fine. I'll give you that chance. If I fight, you can fight AJ Styles at SummerSlam, and I'll be the referee." They pull back from the history of AJ Styles and Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. The match itself was pretty good, but it was very clearly supposed to just set up Shane and Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles was the afterthought, unfortunately, which is hard to hear if you think about it. I would have preferred, honestly, if AJ Styles moved on from the U.S. title match and then focused on something else, maybe the WWE Championship, and then honestly, you could have swapped out AJ and Nakamura from each other, and that would have made more sense in the long run. I can't believe we live in a world where Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura fought at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. I would have never predicted that, and especially given the circumstances, I'm just like, man, this is a weak WWE Championship match. It was so bad that even the camera people wouldn't even focus on this. There was a period of time where they wanted to do commentary from all different countries in the world, so they had heavily focused on other commentators, and it didn't matter because this match was horrible. And if Shinsuke Nakamura was gonna be um, fighting for the WWE Championship, why don't they just give him the match? I don't understand why they didn't go that route. Like I said, it should have been Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura and Jinder Mahal and AJ Styles. Switch those around because either way, AJ becomes WWE champion later on in the year, and I felt like they should have done that a lot sooner. And Shinsuke wasn't ready for a position like this, and it further buried him in the long run. Even when he won the Royal Rumble, while it was a good feel good moment, we still didn't feel like he was quite ready for that position yet. And Jinder Mahal was just awful. How would they give a jobber like this the WWE Championship? But on to the main event and the match of the night. I remember the hype for this was real. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. Fatal 4-way for the Universal Championship. They added the stipulation that if Brock Lesnar lost, he would leave WWE, which was a huge spoiler that Brock Lesnar was going to win, which was stupid on their end. I hated that, and it kind of hurt this match a little bit, but it still didn't take away from how good the match was. Braun Strowman became a superstar after this, putting Brock Lesnar through announce tables, throwing commentator chairs at people. There was a point where Brock Lesnar actually takes a break from the match. They were still going good with the back and forth of Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. This match just basically, it was two feuds just put in together into this awesome fatal 4-way, and it further set up Roman and Brock for WrestleMania when Brock Lesnar pins Roman Reigns for the victory. I was a big fan of this match. It was a really good back and forth, and it really showed you if you can build good heavyweights, people will get follow. And sure enough, they loved the match, and I loved the match. It was a really good match. It's just too bad that the rest of the show was not that good. This show gets a D. It, for the most part, kind of pissed me off. The only real good match was the Fatal 4-Way, and half of the real good matches were on the pre-show. So that shows you how bad this show truly was. But anyways, that's it for my review of SummerSlam 2017. On to 2018. Let's just hope that one's better than this one.